What if architecture didn't dominate nature, but disappeared into it? What if walls didn't separate, but guided you through light, wind, and silence? This is not just the story of building. This is the story of a man who turned Sri Lanka into a living work of art. This is the story of Geoffrey Bawa. Geoffrey Bawa was born in 1919 in Ceylon, which is now known as Sri Lanka. He came from mixed heritage family. European, Arab and Sinhalese roots all blended into one identity. His father was a successful lawyer and his mother came from a cultural influential family. But his childhood was marked by loss. He lost his father at very young age. This early absence quietly shaped him, creating a personality that was observant, inward, and deeply sensitive. He grew up surrounded by colonial houses, tropical landscape, and cultural contrast, elements that would later define his architectural language. As expected, Bawa followed a conventional path. He went to England to study law at St. Catherine College at University of Cambridge. He became a lawyer, but something was missing. Law gave him structure but not meaning. After completing his studies, he didn't settle. Instead, he traveled across Europe, across cultures, across ideas. He observed everything: landscape, architecture, culture, cities. But he still did not know what he truly wanted. Then came the moment that changed everything. After the death of his mother, Bawa returned to Sri Lanka. He bought an abandoned rubber plantation near Bentota. At first, he did not plan to become an architect. He simply wanted to create a garden, a peaceful escape, a personal world. But he started shaping the land, paths, walls, terraces, views, everything. Something unexpected happened. He discovered his true calling: architecture. Unlike most architects, Bawa started late. He went to England again, this time to study architecture. He trained at the Architectural Association in London. At an age when most architects are already established, he was just beginning. But this delay became his strength. Because he didn't think like a typical architect, he thought like an artist, like a traveler, like a storyteller. After returning to Sri Lanka, Bawa joined the firm Edward Reid Beck. Here, he worked under established professionals, learning the discipline of architecture. This phase gave him technical grounding, professional exposure, and confidence to experiment. But he was not meant to stay in someone else's framework. He had his own vision. Soon, Bawa stepped out. He established his own architectural practice. And this is where his real journey began. He was not designing building anymore. He was designing experiences. Geoffrey Bawa became the pioneer of Tropical Modernism, a style that blends modern architecture, local tradition, climate responsiveness, and landscape integration. Some of his most iconic work include the Lunuganga estate, his personal garden, the Kandalama Hotel, a hotel hidden inside a forest, the Parliament of Sri Lanka, power blended with serenity, and Geoffrey Bawa House, number 11, Residence, a maze of spaces and stories. Each project dissolved the boundary between inside and outside. Nature is not a decoration anymore, it is the architecture. Bawa was a deeply private person. He was known to be reserved, elegant, and extremely particular about details. In a conservative society like Sri Lanka, his identity as a gay man was not openly accepted. This part of his life remained mostly hidden. It created emotional distance but also deepened in his sensitivity. Instead of expressing himself loudly, he expressed through spaces, through silence, through light, and through design. He was perfectionist, minimal in words, maximal in vision, deeply connected to nature, and obsessed with spatial experience. He didn't chase fame, he chased feeling. Bawa's work didn't just stay in Sri Lanka, he influenced other architects worldwide. He proved that modern architecture doesn't have to ignore culture, it can belong to its place. In his later years, his health declined, but his spaces continued to speak. In 2003, Geoffrey Bawa passed away. But he didn't really leave because his architecture is not static anymore. It breathes, it evolves, and it lives. Geoffrey Bawa didn't just design buildings, he designed how we feel inside them. He taught us the architecture is not about walls, but about what happens between them. In every shadow, in every courtyard, in every breeze that flows through his spaces, he still exists, not as a man, but as a feeling. Geoffrey Bawa, the architect who designed paradise.